Mike, how are you?
You made it.
Good to see you. Oh, yes, absolutely.
Good to see you again. I see you picked up some friends.
Yeah, we sure did.
You guys want to do a tour before you shoot guys?
That sounds great, yeah.
Come on in. All this stuff we started 11 years ago. You're getting to see it almost done.
Nice.
Guys are out working on the art today because we've got a wedding. In step, our guys, we've got welders, electricians, drywallers, skim-coated all this, painters.
Wow.
Really?
So all this pool of labor is out there, and they can't be hired because they've got drug offenses. So you want me to show you around a little bit, show you some of the stuff they've done? Let's go downstairs. I'll follow you. Go ahead.
Right.
All this painting was done by guys in the program, and they built this bed. One of the problems you face is how are you going to keep an Art Deco 20s style? And the sinks have fallen apart. That's part of the original design, part of it is not. So you have to mix and match these things. So the guys can lay tile and paint. Redid all the showers, of course, there weren't glass shower doors back then. A lot of brides sign their marriage certificate.
Right in here. Yeah.
This is where all the cars were parked.
Oh, wow.
And what we did is we took the old sliding doors out, and here are welders. Those are rolled steel doors. It took us 9 months to build those doors. Instead of cars now, people come in here, and this is where the brides are at an event and hold a ceremony, and they can only hold ceremonies or events at the castle if they hire the guys in the program, and if they donate. The mission statement of Step 13 is a hand up, not a handout, and that work works.
I was 9 years homeless, completely by choice. I drank because I was homeless, and I was homeless because I drank.
In STEP, we've got welders, electricians, drywallers. So they're in recovery, and then companies don't hire them because they don't meet the profiles.
I quit a pretty lucrative job to come up and do some real estate flip. As it turned out, it was drunk talk.
They decide to clean their lives up. They're on parole, or they have these felonies on their records. They're non-violent guys. They're still welders, painters, drywallers, and electricians, but nobody will hire them.
I'd been trying to get sober for about 30 years, and right before I ended up in STEP, I had just gotten out of prison. I got a job within a month, had that job for about 5 months, and started drinking. I ended up being homeless again for third or fourth time.
We got to think our way through the system and get out of the box that we're in and say, we'll insure them with another company. We'll figure out how to hire these guys. Now they're back in society, completely functional, and they're committed to making their lives right because they can work. Without the work, no recovery, and we support them instead of them supporting themselves. So as we started to restore the old castle, a lady said, I want my daughter to be married at the castle. I said, wait a minute, would you be willing to hire convicted drug felons in a homeless shelter to park the cars and work the wedding? She said, that's a great idea. I said, would you donate to the program? So now we do 30 weddings a year, and it keeps 10 guys working all summer on the weekends. And so they end up with a whole new set of skills. Now it's on their resume. And they've got to get out with this resume and rely on the people that have actually worked personally with them to say you can trust this guy. It's not third party, it's first party. It's talking to people about their problems and having a willingness to help. So don't let the government take your money and enforce the rules on you when you can fix the problem. Get with your neighbors, get with the people who understand every one of us has the same problem. Why are we asking somebody else to fix it? And why are we paying them to fail?
The biggest thing was asking myself, do I want to change? Nothing could happen until that happened. My sobriety date is June 21st, 2011. The issues that got me to a place like Step 13 and the other places I've been to is the fact that I'm an alcoholic. Inside of Step 13, you can look at the pictures of the achievements Bob Cote's made. You can be part of that environment, or you can not realize what it was that got you there in the first place.
Do not give people money on a street corner. You are killing them on the installment plan.
I wouldn't give some money to someone on a street corner, I don't see as how it helps them. I think it hinders them more than it doesn't. And it almost upsets me a little bit.
Money does not know people. That's where it all begins. With the people, not the money. Put yourself next to a person that needs some help, and you will give them hope. Never give them money before you stand beside them and understand what they're going to do with it.
A lot of people who are chronically homeless, especially on the streets of Denver, choose that lifestyle. There's also a great portion that don't. Those individuals are the ones that need to be addressed. You have to give those individuals some amount of self-worth, give them a value, something that they can attain, something that they strive for. To give them money and say, go do what you want to do, isn't the answer.
Ask how you can help. Get personally involved with people. If you don't, the poverty pimps, as they're called in this industry, will take all your money and they will fail, even though they have the best intentions.
Any type of agency or political system, any type of bureaucracy, without having any real knowledge or background, they have a limited ability to help. If you want to get sober, you talk to another alcoholic. AA will tell you that. If you want to know how to stay out of prison, you talk with somebody who's done it and who's been successful at it. You don't let legislators say, this is how we're going to address the parole system. They've never been thrown out on a hotel on West Colfax with $100 in their pocket. They have no clue how to do it.
Being in the company of like-minded individuals in sobriety that had some success, I was able to take some suggestion. I was able to get in touch with people that were in the same position and look at the causes and the symptoms of the causes of my condition for being there, and be able to say, am I going to continue to go in and out of this environment, or am I going to take the suggestions made there?
If you want to stay sober, like I said, if you want to get away from the drugs and the gangs, and, those types of things, you find the people who've done that. When I first got out, they gave me $100. That was pretty much it. I mean, I had to fend for myself for food and clothing and everything else. Even in a hotel, you have a roof over your head, but when you're fending for the other things, it makes it pretty difficult. Since I've been in STEP, I've accumulated probably 50 or 60 clients of my own. I have my own business, basically. I do everything from demolition work to computer work. I work probably 5-6 days a week, which is a lot more than most people. And I set my own hours. That kind of independence alone makes me feel very successful.
No one on this planet can develop self-esteem without a purpose. If you don't have a purpose, you're not producing something for yourself. You cannot break the cycle of addiction. You have to believe that there is a reason you're on this planet. And that reason always entails self-esteem and the relationship with other people.
A lot of other programs, they coddle you. If you go to drug court or get in trouble with the court system, they send you to AA or they send you to DUI classes. At least in me, every time they sentenced me to something like that, it was more like challenge accepted. How can I drink and still get away with doing this? But the downside to that is it never really fixed the internal issues.
I was homeless and I had a drinking problem. I started to feel sorry for myself, and my days deteriorated to where I was not doing what I needed to do to take care of myself. I was just doing what I needed to do to go away.
If you're an alcoholic or an addict, your self-esteem is very low. You get the impression people are always looking down on you, whether you're in and out of jails, prisons, chronically homeless, socially unacceptable, your family's cut you off, your employers have cut you off, you've been drunk on the job, you've lost this, you've lost that. All of those things have a large effect on a man's or woman's self-esteem. The only way to get that back is to put them to work and give them an objective, give them their own self-worth back.
A lot of people help when they need something done. They know that they can call STEP, even with its mundane things like painting a bedroom. They could call STEP and have those people out their door, and it's their responsibility to get where they're supposed to be. And it teaches them how to do the important stuff in life, which is the simple stuff.
Discipline allows you to have boundaries to your life that enable you to succeed because you don't have to consider the things you've developed as discipline. It's not a life problem. You can stay for as long as you want, or you can walk out the door.
They'll let you do whatever you want there as long as you abide by the rules.
I tried just about everything under the sun, and the one thing that I liked about STEP was that you were forced to take personal responsibility for your life.
They don't take you by the hand and make you do anything. The requirements to be there are very minimal. Step 13 structure offers you the opportunity to immediately go to work in their program. Being that it's transitional living, they expect you to work and pay your rent, which is very nominal.
There's a certain amount of structure, but it's not nearly as structured as, say, a 28-day rehabilitation center. You know, for 28 days, that's all well and good, but how much longer do you have to live after those 28 days?
I'm able to be accountable. I've had the same phone number for a couple of years. I've developed a support structure that supports me, but I support it supporting me. You know, it all works together.
Recovery is a long period. It's a lifestyle change. What Step 13 does is it promotes you into doing things like getting work, finding a job. If you're not happy with what you're doing, finding something else that will be more productive in your life.
I attend meetings in the evenings at 7 o'clock, so I was working daytime, making enough to support myself, buy my own food, and pay the rent. Because of the low rent requirements and the basic requirements of being there, I was seriously able to look at my issues with my addictions. They gave me a clean, safe, sober place to do this in. Incrementally, by doing the right thing, I was in a position to do the right thing. Day by day, it just got better. Through Step 13, I'm able to have 2 years and almost 5 months of continued sobriety.
I think it's a good program. I really do.
You know, I wouldn't be here if it weren't for Step 13.
Mike, thank you so much for taking the time to show us around today and talk about Step 13. It's really great meeting the guys and talking more with you.
Well, as you can tell, I'm happy to talk about Step 13. It's a solution to a major problem in this country. And at this moment, it's being ignored by the mainstream. It's a 40% success rate in Step 13. Because we go back to the old basics. Hand up, not a handout, and work works. If some of your viewers want to find out more about Step 13, just go to www.step13.org.